And hello, welcome to another Mayday Mayhem Mystery. And we have some unpleasant news to report in regards of the missing West brothers from Cal City, California, Orson and Orrin West, which you see on your screen now. We now know that they were not missing on December 21st, 2020, but they actually were allegedly murdered on 3 months prior to them being announced missing. Now, the adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, have been arrested. I repeat, they have been arrested and they are now currently sitting in jail. Now, they went to actually bond court this morning where they were denied bond, as they should be. Because it's astounding that now, as we see, they are behind bars in jumpsuits. And something else that's different to this case, they both have different attorneys. So is this going to be he did it, she did it type of scenario? We won't know, because the trial will not start until what? March 23rd. So we have a few more weeks before the trial actually starts. They have been appointed attorneys, and they do have different attorneys. But again, let's start off how we got here, okay? Now, Orson and Orrin West, which biological name is Classic and Sincere Pettis, they was adopted by Jacqueline and Trezell West, okay? Now, they were adopted by them, not by the family, which I still find is impossibly crazy. Like, why did they not give these children to family members? But that's neither here nor there. But they were adopted. Then they changed their names from Classic and Sincere to Orson and Orrin West. Now, I've constantly said this before, and I have people that I know, a few friends that have adopted children, and they have adopted children, of that age of like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And I asked them, would you change the child's name? And they told me, of course, their last name, but not the first name. No, because that's what they're used to being called. She said, but some people are different. He says some people are different. Some agree, like, yes, to give the children a fresh start and things like that, which I can understand that. But this was a case where they were put in harm's way. Now, they disappeared, allegedly, was what we now know not to be the truth, but it was phoned in that they disappeared on December 20th. December 21st, 2020, all them 20s. 12/21/2020, right before Christmas. As you've probably heard me say before, I don't know what goes on around the holidays and birthdays, but if you look at it, look at the statistics, it's a high murder rate for individuals, especially around Christmas or holidays or, big events. But now, come to find out, they've only let loose so much information. They're going back to court on the 8th of March in regards to the gag order, what they can and cannot release, because right now they are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. All we know is that they have been arrested, and the way they were arrested was their surveillance of actually Trezell, and we're going to go through this. There's footage of actually Trezell, which you see at the bottom half of his screen with his attorney right now, um, going into a gas station, and him and Jacqueline actually had an RV, and they arrested them at the gas station in the RV. Now, you probably have a lot of murder mystery people like myself that like to look at crimes and solve crimes, or think we're trying to help with the crimes, and just give a different set of eyes and think outside the box and help. A lot of people that has more information and more connected to the case, allegedly says that things led up to this. So a lot of people was on their ass during this chase for them, look for them. Now they got them. I said they arrested them. They both are being charged with 2 counts of murder. They both are being charged with child neglect. And they're facing another charge of reporting a false claim, because when they called in saying that the 2 boys were missing, and people, like I said, we have these cameras and these Ring doorbells and stuff that pick up everything. What you don't think people are seeing, they actually are seeing. That's why I don't be out here doing nothing, because I know somebody's always watching. You may not see them. They may not even see you, but these digital footprints that we now live in will show you or show somebody what they're looking for. Now, in this case, um, Trezell says he went outside to get some firewood for next door. He was the throwing them over the fence, and then he went back in, and it happened. And if you listen to his interview, which we can break down one day, if y'all want to do it, we can break it down. Y'all let me know in the comments below, and we'll upload a video breaking it down, because my people brought this to me. I was actually looking at a different case to come with. When my people brought this to me, it was like, yo, did you see this? I'm like, oh, snap, we got to get on it. So, but they actually did go to court today, and they're speaking more in regards to the gag order for what they can and cannot release, because, this is still an open investigation, and let's be real, the boys' bodies have not been recovered. The prosecutor has also said that they do not need the bodies to prosecute them for murder. So it's going to be a very interesting court case to watch, because, of course, still, where are the boys? Now, you didn't allegedly took their lives. Now, can you at least bring some solace to the family and give them their remains so they can be properly buried? You know what I'm saying? Properly mourned, because it was allegedly thought before, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought this before, that allegedly either the kids' lives was taken or they was either sold. Because there's actually a case going on right now where a couple in New York was actually selling the foster kids. So you have to understand, in these situations, these people do not care. They do not care about whether um, their children of unfortunate needs. To them, it's only a paycheck. So it's unfortunate that these children are put in these circumstances, and they don't have to be put in these circumstances. Now, let's not forget, the West couple also has another set of adoptive children. They have another set of adoptive children, and they also have children of their own, which all four have been placed allegedly under protective custody. So, and these are not little children. These children are allegedly the age 10, 11. You know what I'm saying? They're talking age, letting you know weight, age. Because the story never even sounded right from the beginning. They even, oh, they went to drop the children off. There are four kids off to the grandmother's house on the 19th. And then they was wrapping gifts with the boys outside playing chalk. Now, I done said this 100 times before. I have children. When kids play in chalk, that it should be out there forever. It'd be out there forever and a day until either what happens? It rains, or you go out there and you put some water and a little soap down there and you wash away to make a fresh canvas for them. You know what I'm saying? I have the opportunity of dealing with children that wanted both ways. A couple of them would wait till it rain. A couple of them was like, no, we ain't waiting till it rain. Let's get it cracking now. So, but the thing about it is, it stays there. Now, they said the children were outside playing in chalk. I don't recall seeing any chalk on the ground. Now, this is going to come up, of course, in evidence. We're going to see. And don't forget, they did a public interview, which I said before was totally insane. You can even go back to my podcast where I spoke candidly about this and spoke about the posture that he was holding, like he had his hands under his arm the entire time. And then it was to the point to where it was almost an argument between them and the paternal family. You knew something was wrong then. They had been in this area. Now listen to this, y'all. Let's go back. They had been in this area for only 3 months. So wherever they moved from, and I've always said this in my past, in past videos, wherever they moved from, them boys never made it to Cal City. Even the dogs picked up a scent inside, but they never picked up a scent outside. You have footage again of neighbors seeing them loading their four children, not six, but four children, taking them to their grandparents' house on December 19th. Allegedly, they said they were going Christmas shopping, and then coming back home only with them two alone. Now, I know like hell you can leave no 3 and 4 year old in the house by themselves. That's because those kids was never there. And now, come to find out, the kids was never there because they were only in Cal City for 3 months. In December, they was only there 3 months, and they said now allegedly that these children were potentially their lives was taken 3 months prior to that. So that would be right before they moved from Bakersville. So whatever happened to them babies, it happened at the old residence where they was in Bakersville. Now I'm pretty sure they have the evidence on. We just gonna have to wait and see for the trial, which will start, on March 23rd. It's starting this month in California. They're not playing with them as they should be. I wish the trial was starting yesterday because it never made sense that these kids just all of a sudden came up going. The story never made sense. So let's give the complete update of how now you know how we got here. It was now Jacqueline was supposed to be in the house allegedly wrapping gifts. Okay. And the kids were outside playing with chalk and he was throwing firewood over the fence. And then allegedly, oh my God, the children came up missing. Oh, he went looking up and down the street. Jacqueline went looking back and forth in the yard. But yet, we don't see any of this on camera because the neighbors, like I said, a lot of other people in this technology time have doorbells, these Ring doorbells, these Google doorbells. They have these doorbells and it picks up things, these cameras, and they can be the size of a pen and they pick up things. So we're going to talk about it. 15 months after they stood in front of their California City home begging for the help finding their two young adopted sons, Gazelle and Jacqueline West, on Thursday pleaded not guilty to the murder of the boy's death. This is Jacqueline West. Um, the West entered a not guilty plea for two counts of second-degree murder, two counts of wrongfully cruelty to a child, and falsely reporting an emergency. Because don't forget, they brought the FBI. Um, Countless people use countless times of their time, their money, resources to look for these kids, and they were never there. And it always puzzled me when Trezell in his interview says the kids are going to be here. They're going to be here. Well, if you live there, why wouldn't they be here? Like that never made sense to me. It was like to tell them, don't look in Bakersville, don't look there, look here in Cal City, knowing good and damn well you have these kids' life in Bakersville, and you don't want them looking in Bakersville because you constantly say whatever is here. It happened here. Whatever happened, it happened here. No, it really did happen in Bakersville. It really did. Sorry, I'm not falling for it. Um, They were arrested Tuesday after being indicted by a grand jury. Now, the defendants, Trezell and Jacqueline West, as like I said, you see they have two different attorneys, y'all, appeared with defense attorneys on Thursday. Judge Chad Louis ordered them held without bail and scheduled trial on I'm sorry, I thought it was March 23rd, but retraction, May 23rd, but giving the defense counsel only just been assigned, the date will likely be postponed. Now, probably will be postponed. They probably actually won't be going to trial. They said May, maybe to July, because they're going to have to go back to 15 months worth of evidence and look back. Because don't forget, they're trying to get them off. But anything is possible with a public defender nowadays. But you never know. Roselle West stands next to defense attorney Maya Wad. I apologize if I'm butchering her name. She told court attorney Tim Hennessy will present West. Okay? Roselle was represented by Timothy Hennessy. Jacqueline was represented by Alexis Torres Spalding. Prosecutor Eric Smith also, asked that all office was concealed in a gag order issue barring attorneys, investigators, and witnesses from publicly commenting on evidence. Louis gathered the request to seal the offense reports and motion on the gag order to reschedule next week. Put my glass on, so I start reading this. I blow this up on my end. Jacqueline West stands next to her attorney, Alexis Forrest Stone. Prosecutors have said the boy Orrin 4 and Orson 3 were killed 3 months before they were reported missing. Their bodies have not been found. Now, again, they said 3 months before they were reported missing. Okay, they had just moved to Cal City because they had only been in Cal City 3 months. And over the 50 something witnesses and 180 something statements and all the questions that they took, everyone in Cal City said they never saw them killed. Zell West, 35, told authorities the boys were playing outside while he gathered firewood December 21st, 2020. He said briefly went inside and when he came out, the boys had left, which was up to his fabrication because that age the kids not going to go nowhere without you. Trust me. Prosecutor Eric Smith requested all of his cases be sealed and dragged on it issue. Jacqueline was 32, backed up his version of the event and speaking with me. Now they are presumed. They are. Prosecutor, however, said information received a week later led to the involvement of Bakersville Police Department, which eventually took over the investigation from California City Police. Dozens of searches were conducted, as well as digging at sites in Bakersville and California. That's why they went back to Bakersville, because they never made it to Cal City. The West previously lived at Casa Loma Apartments in Bakersville. If convicted, the West faced 30 years to life on murder charges. Now, what do I think? I think they asked to be buried under the jail. I don't think they need to go to jail. I think they need to be under the jail. Why? Because you took the lives of two innocent kids. And let's not forget, those 3 months that they were missing, they were getting benefits. They was getting money. See, foster children and adopting kids is big business. It's big money. He was getting money for that. They was allegedly getting almost $2,000 a month, close to over $2,000 a month just for foster kids. Now, they lived in an apartment building and then up and moved to a house in a whole nother city. And no soon the boys came up missing, they left. Orson and Orrin went missing on December 21st. They was gone by December 31st. Okay? They left. Classic and Sincere, which is Orrin and Orrin West, they was gone and left by the time the end of the year came. They was gone. They left. It was gone. So that shows guilt right there. They never went to one vigil. They never went to try to figure out what's going on. You know, they allegedly took a lie detector test, allegedly. But all of this is going to come out in case. And with me seeing them having two different attorneys, does that mean they're going to play one against the other? Is it going to be a, oh, he did it, she did it type scenario? Is that what this is going to be? Well, all of it's going to play out this year, either way it go. Whether it happened in May, June, July, or August, it's going to play out this year. Because it then went long enough now, their bodies have not been found. At least give some solace or solitude to the family. Like, haven't they been through enough? Like, the children were taken, placed in DCFS hands. Then DCFS actually gives them to literally, allegedly, two murderers. So we have an update on the case. Like I said, my people got this to me last night. So I was up last night. I put what I was doing to the side, like, let me read on this and let everybody know what's good, what's happening with this case, because this is something that I really stand by. Like, what happened to these kids? Why did you take their life? What could they have done that was so horrible for you to take their lives? What did they do? They weren't nothing but babies. So all of this is going to come out in trial. Now they got to go back in May. They're going to see about this gag order this month around the 8th, because people want to know what happened and what evidence do you have. And plus, you don't want to put out too much evidence, until they go to trial, so they don't have, anyone coming up with BS surprises. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to wait and see what happened. And it's sad that we had to find out this way what happened, but at least now we know, and it does give some solitude to the family. but the whole solitude won't be to the family until they're able to put their babies to rest, you know. And I can imagine how angry or upset they may be. But now the people that allegedly did this are going to be put up for trial. And I hope they get life in prison because it's ridiculous. You did not have to take the lives of them children. So please don't forget to check out my podcast at Mayday Mayhem Podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Again, if no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. And I will see you guys next time. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy. And I'll see y'all next time.